What's going on, everybody? We are now on our barn pad job that we bid a couple weeks back. I was out here with the GPS, you guys probably saw that. So we're actually here to deliver today. So the task for today is basically prepping for material import tomorrow. So I'm gonna start, our barn pad's going right back in this area here. So I'm gonna mulch kind of this small scrubby stuff here, but then the majority of what we're mulching is this area back in here. We're gonna get this all mulched down and prepped so that we can then come in and I'll start stripping topsoil. We'll basically split the site, left side, right side. Half the topsoil will go this way, half will go that way, so that we've got stuff to dress the site back up when we're done. And then tomorrow will be the import of sand and the import of the millings for the driveway. And I'm thinking 2, maybe 3 days we'll have this wrapped up. So that being said, I'm gonna go jump in the skid steer. We're gonna fire up the mulcher and away we go. See you in a minute. Well, I thought I'd give you a quick update here. We've been at it for 2-ish hours, if I had to guess. 2.5, somewhere in there. Took some topsoil. I know I'm probably gonna get yelled at by everyone in the comments, but we took some topsoil and spread it out here just to raise this drive up a little bit. And as you can see, the reason we're comfortable doing topsoil is because we are putting fabric down. And this drive is only ever really going to see that camper. That's the extent of the weight that will ever be on this drive. So the guys here are finishing up rolling out fabric. We've got millings coming maybe this afternoon, possibly tomorrow, most likely tomorrow, but they're still rolling fabric today. And then here's our barn pad. So we have stripped all of the topsoil, all the organics off of it. And so now I'm gonna go grab the GPS. I'm actually going to, I've just thrown rough stakes down. I don't know that they're square. So I'm actually gonna go put my corners in with the GPS, get elevations, figure out how much fill we're gonna take. And yeah, that's where we're at. I've got probably another 15-20 minutes of mulching to do and a little tidy up work, and then we will be back here tomorrow to start throwing down sand and millings. Well guys, we are officially barn padding it up here. I have got this GPS fairly well figured out, and so I am having myself a good time out here. I also feel like I'm getting a halfway decent handle on this grader blade, which is also helping things. You know, it's when you're learning a whole new system, you're learning a whole new piece of technology, and you're learning an actual attachment all at the same time, it can be a bit overwhelming. And so as each piece kind of falls into place, life gets easier for me and it's more fun. side of the pad, and hopefully my GPS wakes up here. I'm waiting for it to connect to the actual piece on the end of my blade there. Every time you shut the machine down, that piece loses its electrical signal, so it's got to reboot that little system out there on the blade. That's what I'm waiting for to wake up so that I can actually turn on my automatics. There we go. Maybe, no. Because my automatics just kicked in. Alright, so now that we've kind of got material placed, I'm going to crank my offset up by 1/10, and we'll come back here and start making some passes with the automatics on. Okay, so there's our automatics on. We'll angle our blade over and kick it out a little bit. The edge of our pad, so I'm going to lift up and I'm actually going to drag some of this material backwards, and we'll try to shuffle it to my outside edge. Okay, so now we'll angle back this way. More material. You know what? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to this fat side down here that I got. We're gonna start working it. Work our way back across. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Buttons on this blade. That gets awful frustrating when you hit the wrong one. Let's try that again. This time with a little more I know what I'm doing, supposedly. Still learning, guys. Still learning. There we go. Now we're getting material. That's what I wanted. Okay. Now I'm getting off. Why? Why are you doing that? Well, I apologize. I didn't do a ton of filming today. I was keeping up with trucks, so I had to leave for about 2 hours today. I had to do a episode of The Dirt, which if you don't know about that, go search Equipment World on YouTube and you will see the show that I host. So I had to go do a recording with Lee Bear today, so I had to take off for about 2 hours, and so spent a lot of the day playing catch up. So all that to say, didn't do a ton of filming, but we've made a ton of progress. We have a driveway, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks nice. It is absolutely going to hold up that camper, no problem, even though we did not strip topsoil. We've got fabric, and then you've got, I bet we're 8 to 10 inches of millings. You've got some places, in fact, this low area up through here, we're probably closer to a foot, which was intentional because that was the problem area whenever it would get wet. It would have a little pooling right up in here, so we made sure that we got extra millings there. That's gonna hold firm, shouldn't have a problem. And we'll walk back here to our barn pad that we've been working on all day. I'm fairly confident my base station just died here at the end, because all of a sudden I didn't have any corrections coming in, and that's been going all day. That'll be the first time we've run the base station out of battery, so interesting experiment. So here's what we got. I've done a fair amount of tidy up. Still need to cut a swale on this side. Ultimately what's going to happen is we'll cut a swale on this side to the back, and then it will dive off to that side, since that's kind of our low corner. This is all draining away already. That side's all going to drain away. So we've got, you know, I don't know, probably a couple hours worth of grade work to do here tomorrow, and then probably an hour of tidy up. So barn pad's gonna take an hour and a half or so to dial in. I bet we've got about 5 hours left on this. If I had to call it right now, I think 5 more hours, and we'll have this knocked out. So that's it for me today. I'm gonna go pack up my base station and head to a child's baseball game. So you guys have yourselves a lovely evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. You know, for the guy who technically has the YouTube channel, I really do a terrible job of filming. I'm sorry. I just get so into the work. I get so distracted. And then I turn around and the job's done, and I didn't film any of the actual work itself. But you guys got to see me using the GPS a little bit yesterday. So, you know, deal with it. I've recorded some mulching. Deal with it, all right? Get off my back. Anyway, here's what we got. That looks pretty stinking nice, don't it? I am a fan. And I will say, this is the first job that I have totally dialed in the GPS. I've kind of worked all the kinks out, you know, learning it and learning the blade. So this swale right here, we have 0.6% fall. So very little fall. For those who aren't familiar with percentages, a little bit. And so normally we would come out here with our laser and grade rod, and we kind of, I think that's about right. No, not this time. I was able to touch my blade here. I touched at that back corner, and I touched out of that back corner back there. That immediately gave me two things. One, it gave me a line to follow for my surface that I created, but more importantly, it gave me the elevation change from here to there. And that's how I know it was a 0.6% fall. That was going to be a pain in the butt to do by hand, but no big deal, because I went in, created a surface, told it I wanted to do a nice adjusted surface all the way down so it would drain. Bloop, I cut that swale in 20 minutes with the grader blade. I'm sold. I'm sold on GPS, especially for the price point that we are able to get into this for. Totally sold on the GPS. And you can see here the barn pad too. So this barn pad, I didn't have a grade checker at all, and that sucker is totally flat. Like, there is no variance in that thing at all because I put it down with the GPS. Again, all done right here on site. I was able to do all of my volume. I think I talked about it in another video, but I was able to do all my volume calculations by coming out here with my rover, mapping it, throwing it in my software. So I did do some stuff external to the machine, but that was just to determine quantities. Once I got out here, I did everything internal on the skid steer and made all of my surfaces on the fly. I didn't need any software whatsoever. It was all just in the machine that I was doing all of these surfaces. So like, this was, I just got off the phone with Rick. This was a cool project because it really showed proof of concept that GPS is dangerous when it comes to, you know, you get an operator in the seat that knows how to do the actual dirt work, and then you give him the technology once he figures it out. We jammed this out in 2.5 days, and a lot of that was waiting on trucks. Like, this was just easy. And look at the quality of product. So it's obviously, you're not going to be able to really pick it up on the camera, but this has a 2% pitch off each side with a crown in the middle. Again, GPS. Don't even have to, like, there's no second guessing. There's no coming back and trying to figure out if I got pitch or not. No, it's already there. That's totally flat. Swale has drainage, even though there's not a lot of pitch. Yeah, this was fun. This is what I nerd out on, because it's technology coming together with the dirt world. Like, this is cool. So anyway, the boys are on the way with the SR3. That is our little finish rake attachment. I'll get some footage of me using that just because I never record that. And ABI attachments does not pay us. In fact, they don't even know we exist. That SR3 is hands down my favorite attachment we own, because it will, like, this looks kind of like, it looks pretty good. But once we bring the SR3 in here, and I spent about a half hour back blading this out with the SR3, oh, chef's kiss. Like, it is so good. And it takes so little effort once you figure out that attachment. It takes so little effort. You'll see. I will record some footage, I promise. So that being said, I'm gonna hang out until Ethan gets here. He's like 10 or 15 minutes out, hopefully. And we'll finish her out, and then we'll be on to the next one. And I don't even know. I'm going to take my CDL exam. By the way, I know, Rick is under the impression that I don't watch any of these videos. And so Rick thinks I am, like, he's being sneaky and I'm not privy to his "we're gonna get Brian to drive the septic truck" game. I'm aware, Rick, I watch these as well. So I had a conversation with Rick the other day, because he's constantly bitching, "Brian, get your CDL, Brian, get your CDL." And I made an agreement. I will get my CDL again if he doesn't make me drive the pump truck. I'm not driving the pump truck. I told him, Rick, I ain't doing it. Like, if I gotta deliver a piece of equipment to a job, okay. But I'm not going and sucking crap tanks, all right? So this is my video. This is my proof that the agreement has been struck. I will go get my CDL again as long as I don't have to drive the pump truck. So all that being said, when I'm done here, I'm going to the Secretary of State and I'm taking my CDL exam.